Hi guys, it's Michelle, and today's video is going to be yet another pop culture conspiracy theory video. I'm very excited about this because I love pop culture. I just find it very fascinating, and you guys do as well, so let's get into it. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about has to do with the royal family. Obviously there has been quite a bit of drama, but I just have some theories about it, and I've seen some theories about it, and I just find it all very, very interesting. So as you guys probably know, Princess Diana was killed. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean, that's not my script. As you guys probably know, Princess Diana was an iconic member of the royal family who sadly passed away on August 31st of 1997. It's actually widely believed that Princess Diana was murdered by the royal family or the British government of some sorts because she was a very controversial figure of the royal family. Like, she wasn't so clean cut and like perfect. She talked about mental health and she kind of just did what she wanted all around, but people loved her. Like, Americans were obsessed with Princess Diana. A lot of British people liked her as well, but the British media really hated Princess Diana, kind of like how they hate Meghan Markle, but we'll get into that. Another one?
No, I don't even know what it was, like a beetle.
Ew. Can we just call Bob Duncan?
Shut up. I pay Terminex every month. Who the fuck is Bob Duncan?
So I actually did a full video on Princess Diana and the reason why most people think that she was actually murdered, and I'll link that down below, but the basic rundown of it is that Princess Diana was extremely like seen as controversial because she kind of did whatever the fuck she wanted. She was a bad bitch. We loved her. Icon. People think that the royal family, or more specifically the Queen, like Queen Elizabeth, ordered her to be dead. I don't know if I necessarily believe it, but like I actually believe it a lot, so that's just kind of that. When Princess Diana was alive, her husband, Prince Charles, did cheat on her, and it was a very large scandal. It was a pretty big deal within the royal family because like obviously the royal family is supposed to be prim and proper and perfect. Like, they literally can't go anywhere without wearing pantyhose, and they have to have light colored nail polish. I've talked about Meghan Markle kind of being quite similar to Princess Diana previously, and how it's definitely a possibility that if she like steps out of line, like I'm literally kind of scared that something will happen to her, and then we'll kind of know for sure. I don't know if the royal family would be like dumb enough to like do that again though, because I mean that would just be very suspicious. But we've talked about that. She is just a very fiery kind of aura around her. I think that Princess Diana kind of exuded the same like bad bitch energy, and I really love them both. And she's the same way in the sense of the people really like Meghan Markle, at least Americans do. I've heard from different British people that British people don't really like her. I don't know why, but I've heard that. But I'm not sure about like the general population of British people, but apparently the general population of Americans really do like her. But the British media just like rips her apart, and it was the same thing with Princess Diana. So I think it's super interesting to see someone just be like as controversial. Of course, with recent news about Prince William cheating on Kate Middleton, which is so fucked up, people have begun to speculate that something big is going to happen with Kate Middleton, and they're gonna like get divorced, and it's gonna be very similar once again to Princess Diana. I mean, if you cheat on someone, like I expect them to pop off, you know, like as I would. My conspiracy is that something's gonna happen to Meghan Markle because I think she's similar to Princess Diana in the sense of like the media doesn't like her, but the people love her. But not British people. I don't know, that could just be Kira. I just think something sketchy for sure is always happening with the royal family, and I think it's way sketchier than we think, because like why would we expect a normal ass family to be perfect? I would be very, very interested. I mean, if you push anybody too far, I feel like it's just easy to pop off, and I would be very excited to see that, because if it's true, Prince William deserves it. Like, bye. Speaking of Ariana Grande, I heard some very interesting conspiracy theories about her performance at Coachella with Nicki Minaj. Something went wrong when Nicki Minaj came on stage, although the microphones and the in-ears were working the entire time that Ariana was performing, up until Nicki came on stage, and all of a sudden they couldn't like hear themselves in their little, those in-ear things that they wear. They couldn't hear themselves, so obviously it was just bad. It happened to Mariah Carey at New Year's Eve. Because Ariana and everyone else's that was performing mics and all the sound stuff was working prior to Nicki coming on stage, people came up with the conspiracy theory that someone was trying to sabotage Nicki specifically. And I think that's super interesting because I feel like Nicki has been getting so much shit in the media lately, and also like she's had feuds with Cardi B and people have speculated that Cardi B was in charge of it. Like, could you imagine Cardi B's like fucking make her mic not work? Like, that'd be so extra. But people really do think that, and I do think that it's definitely possible in the sense of sabotage, or if anything, like even just to bring more like views to like Coachella's Coachella's live stream of Ariana's like set, because they did live stream Ariana's set to bring in more views and more money that way is a possibility as well. There's also another conspiracy theory that Victoria Justice did it. And I think that that's my favorite theory that I've ever heard in my life, because basically Victoria Justice and Ariana Grande have had beef for years, if you guys don't know, and the tea is that Victoria basically wanted to do a separate tour by herself, which is why Victoria's got canceled, and Ariana spoke out about this and said that. And Victoria denied it, all the stuff, like it was big major drama. Fucking 2014 or whatever. But I think that it's kind of funny because like obviously like Victoria wanted to do her own career, and then like now Ariana's the one with like the successful career. Like in her Instagram story, Victoria Justice was like, hey, we had to leave Coachella before Ariana's set, like I'm so sad I didn't see Ariana's set. And I just thought it was so funny because like I don't know, like I just don't trust her. But I think we all know who the fuck is really in charge of the technical difficulties, and that's the tea. The next conspiracy theory is not about a particular celebrity, but it's about social media trends kind of in general. I saw this theory and I thought it was quite interesting because we've talked about how social media can be used to market so many different things, like even the idea that, you know, Apple might have used social media trends to advertise their AirPods, because I swear that nobody was ever buying AirPods for a solid 2 years, and then all of a sudden they became a meme and everyone had them. So I mean, it would be a really good marketing technique if it picked up. Why wouldn't the government or the FBI and shit, like why wouldn't they use social media to their advantage? People talk about all the time that, you know, Snapchat filters are to help with facial recognition, and that Siri listens to you so that they can pick up on any suspicious like behaviors and stuff like that. But something that I heard was about the hashtag 10-year challenge. I actually heard this and I thought it was so interesting, and that it is that the 10-year challenge was kind of maybe not even created, but used for helping facial recognition age progression photos. And I thought this was so interesting. Like the technology of age progression photos probably could use like stuff like that to like really help, because you can see, you know, a selfie of a person 10 years ago and then a selfie of them now with this 10-year challenge. It could help different computer softwares learn how to digitally age progress pictures, which is used often for like missing children's cases, if, like years go by and stuff like that. And I just think that's so interesting. I mean, obviously it'd be kind of good because like obviously you want to get the most accurate picture if like a child has been missing for 10 years, but it kind of scares me because I'm like, what could they use for that in a bad way? I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting overall, and I think they definitely do use trends like this and different pictures of people and social media in general to like look around and check things up on people and find like different technology for facial recognition, and especially age progression, because I don't think age progression technology is even that advanced yet. Like I feel like it could be better, so this would be something so interesting. I don't know, I saw that and I just thought it was like just genuinely interesting. And I also kind of believe it because, I mean, it would help a lot to have so many pictures of so many different people just like 10 years ago now, and like age progress that. The last few conspiracy theories are going to be all about Taylor Swift. He swizzles back, bitch. Taylor Swift recently released a song with Brendon Urie, which was obviously iconic. But the song created a lot of controversy for conspiracy theorists because they were coming up with different ideas of what each things could mean about new albums and a bunch of other conspiracies, so let's get into them. So what I thought about Me, which is the song, I thought it was very reminiscent of older Taylor Swift music, which is super interesting because Reputation was so like different from anything Taylor Swift had ever done, and Me was very kind of like back to the 1989 like Red vibes, kind of like bubblegummy pop, like nothing like Reputation at all, which I actually hated Reputation, so I think I like that old Taylor Swift might be coming back, which is the first conspiracy theory and probably one of the most popular ones, is that the new Taylor Swift album, TS7, is going to be very much like her older albums. And I actually really hope so, because I really love Taylor Swift's older albums. I don't know, but I think that the reason people think that as well is that in the music video you can see the word like home being spelled out, so people think that this is going to be the title of TS7 and that it's going to be, like I said, kind of reminiscent of her older stuff, which is why she was calling it like home. I don't know. I've also seen the word lover, so maybe that's an album title or a song title. Next conspiracy theory is that Taylor Swift is coming out. I mean, I don't think that she was coming out in the video, but I've seen this a lot because obviously the video is full of rainbows and fucking glitter, and Brendon Urie, who's a bicon. It's been assumed that Taylor Swift might be gay for a long time. Like, that's not a new conspiracy theory. But people saw like the pastel rainbows and all like the Brendon Urie and all that stuff, just what, and think that maybe Taylor Swift might be coming out soon, and also like kind of the metamorphosis vibe of it, of like, you know, the snake turning into butterflies and like all that stuff is like coming out of your shell, coming to be you, being yourself. I don't know. Maybe the bitch just likes rainbows, but I would be here for it if she was gay, obviously. I think that Taylor Swift is gay, but that's just a personal opinion, and I just think that everyone's gay, so. The last conspiracy theory that I find so interesting, and I actually 100% believe it, is that Taylor Swift 7, like the album that is coming out, was meant to be before Reputation. It was completely written, it's been done for years, but Reputation came first, and I'll explain why. Basically, the theory is that Taylor Swift was ready to go with this fucking album, and then all of a sudden all of the Kim and Kanye drama went down, so she wanted to make a clapback album, so she kind of put this album that is coming out to the side and wrote Reputation. First of all, that in itself just makes sense, because of course if something super dramatic happens in your life, or even like think about like Ariana Grande, how she wrote Thank You Next, like the album. I'm sure she had other songs that were like in the works that she probably put on hold because she was like, oh wait, no, Thank You Next needs to come. They write about what's going on in their current life, like if they do write their own music, which Taylor Swift does, so love that for her. So it completely makes sense that she wouldn't want to release like a bubblegum poppy kind of album that was more similar to like 1989, when this huge thing just happened to her and like her reputation was being ruined, which again, Reputation, and just all this stuff was like going on at once, and it was really dramatic. And not only that, but it would completely be stupid for her to release a boring, like, not a boring, because not saying that TS7 is gonna be boring, but like a happy, like, loving album when like this crazy thing just happened that the whole media is like waiting for her to say something. It would be dumb for her to not release an album like Reputation, where people are gonna assume that this is about Kim and Kanye and this is about this and all this stuff. So that's basically what people think, but there is actually even more evidence to that. First of all, in the song Endgame, she actually says, Reputation precedes me. Fans think that this proves that she knew the song Me, and even that album in general, was supposed to be before Reputation, but that's kind of stupid to me. Like, it's probably just a lyric. But something that I did find really interesting was in the Look What You Made Me Do music video, there's a plane that says TS6, which obviously if Reputation didn't overtake TS7, it would have been TS6, not TS7, if that makes sense. And because of that, there's a plane that says TS6, and all of a sudden the new Taylor in the video, because obviously there's like a bunch of different Taylor Swifts from a bunch of different eras, and the new Taylor goes over the big plane and writes Reputation, like over TS6. So people think that that's signifying that TS6 had to be put on the back burner because Reputation needed to happen. And I 100% believe it. I just think that's so smart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I did a whole video on Reputation and Look What You Made Me Do, like subliminal messages and conspiracy theories, which is probably exactly what Taylor and her team wanted, because there was so much controversy surrounding her. So why wouldn't she put out an album that is exactly about what she's going through, like that everyone is wondering about? It's just common sense, boo, and I fucking believe it. Also, boo. Hello. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think about these conspiracy theories in the comments below. I would love to know. But that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram because I'm always posting really dope ass shit on there. Subscribe for new videos every week, and I will see you guys later. Bye.